Today is gonna be a good day, folks. Do you wanna know why? I am not necessarily superstitious. To borrow a line from our good friends at the office, I'm a little stitious, but I think I am truly invincible today. I think I'm being protected. Did I just say protected? Oh, yeah, I'm getting protected at the library. What am I doing? I gotta pronounce my words correctly, but I feel extremely protected by celestial spirits today. Why? Because my neighbor's cat was sitting like a loaf outside my front door today, folks. It was absolutely magical. Got my neighbor's cat sitting like a loaf. Meanwhile, I'm looking like a fool with my pants on the ground, but they were sitting outside my front door. I think there's no way I lose today, okay? And that you might be thinking that I'm going too cocky with it or whatever, but I promise you that's not true. I promise you that's not true. Hashtag blessed. Oh, absolutely. The blessing of cat sainthood, +3 to all future dexterity rolls. I'm not superstitious, but my parents definitely are. Like, I don't know if this is a thing that's localized entirely within my family. Like the Aurora Borealis was localized entirely in Principal Skinner's kitchen during the famous clip of steamed hams. But my parents, my mom especially, she's very, very, ooh, what do I do here? That's interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tell me that you love me more, but we got the chance revolution to go for some kind of weird half flesh. I guess I'll take it. I mean, it's not good, but we can also still accept the Dora, and then we can kind of decide how things shake out in the wash, right? But anyway, I think my mom is especially superstitious because she'll be like, my left eye twitched today. That means it's gonna rain. And I honestly think she's batting like 500. You know what I mean? Like she's not wrong is the weird thing. But then maybe it gets me thinking like, oh, is there a scientific explanation for this? Like if my mom's eye is twitching, does that mean there's a little bit of humidity in the air or something along those lines? Hang on, do I call the weirdest Riichi of all time? I'm calling the weirdest Riichi of all time. I mean, it's an early enough Riichi. It's beef early enough. JSO man, good tidings. Can you give me a 1 in chat if there's a member in your extended family that's superstitious like that, or like, my foot's a little sore today, we should go buy lottery tickets. It's very strange how, you know, these connections are necessarily formed. Who am I? The New York Times contributor, Lou? I think they're the contributor that, I think they're the person that writes all the connections puzzles. I mean, we'll take it. Laugh Lord, I'm not sure why exactly you're pushing into me. Like we're trying to board the subway, rush hour in New York City, going northbound on 5th and Main Street. Okay, all right. He doesn't know about New York City, folks. He doesn't know about New York City. Live cereal, good tidings. Kanashia, good tidings. I mean, here's the thing about New York City, okay? It's too difficult. It's genuinely too difficult. Chewy Caprese, thank you for the gifted sub. That's very, very kind. Hopefully you're not a New York resident who's about to take offense to this. It is too difficult figuring out the subway system in New York. And you're like, oh, you suck. You're such a little baby. Yes, I am a little baby. But guess what? The subway should work for little babies like me, okay? The fact that you have to enter the depths of the underground bowels of the city on the right side of the street. Like if you can't just like, oh, I entered on this side of the street, but I'm going the other way. I'll just walk across a bridge underground or something. You have to have the foresight and just the magical knowledge of going where you need to go. That S is too complicated. Can I get a 1 in chat if you agree? Too long. People who are not directionally challenged have been running this world. No longer do we have to live in shame. Gray, good tidings. MV Gimmick, good tidings. Rhinoplasty, good tidings. I'm new here, but I live in Seattle and it's the same way here. People, why is the default mode for walking outside in the street and using public transportation, oh, I'm so sorry. It's like you just get spawned into the world and you're fighting the tree sentinel in Elden Ring. Can we ramp up the difficulty a little by little? Right, we are. Mahjong question. When did you start playing South Round instead of East Round? I just hit Expert 4-player and I feel like it's time. I think that when I was in the Gold Room, that's when I entered my Jeff Goldblum era of playing South games. And hang on, that retweets, follows, and retweets do not equal endorsements. The wordplay that comes to mind is simply wordplay. It does not mean, it is not an endorsement. Toad of Sky, good tidings. How would I build a working subway? Look, I don't know necessarily how the trains hit the tracks necessarily, but here's what I do know. I know that if you enter the subway on either side of the street, you should be able to go northbound or southbound. It should not matter which side of the road you enter the subway on. It should not matter whether you're going north, south, east, or west. How come the 1% of trains are servicing the crowds to the 99% of the populace? Bernie Sanders also being mad at what I'm mad at. Skullbot null, good tidings, by the way. I think the MTA is so difficult because it used to be 5+ private rail lines. Oh, that became state-owned. That's too dang complicated. Avril Lavigne should be writing the theme for the MTA if that is going to illustrate how complicated I think this situation is. Speaking of complicated situations, Left Lord and Right Lord, both mischievously grinning at me through their profile photos. Okay, Right Lord's going to take a big Ipatsu here. Oh, it's gonna get a huge Ipatsu mode. Oh, they do not hit the Oradora for the guaranteed manga, but it's basically a manga. Not this is the great veil, the wool that they're trying to pull over your eyes. Wake up, sheeple. 7,700. It's like the 99 cents of Riichi Mahjong. It's basically $1. It is $1, but you think because we are all feeble-minded, we think that we are getting a good deal. Now, why not discard this? I don't know, dude. I want to be a dreamer. You know what I mean? Like, what happens if we get a 1 through 9 in the character suit, you know? It says on the sign outside, uptown or downtown. Okay, you raised an excellent point. But can I re-raise you before even seeing the flop? I don't know what's north and what's south. If I'm standing in Soho, I do not know if Manhattan is northbound or southbound. Do you know what I mean? They need to rename some boroughs of New York. The north one, the south one, the one in the middle, the left and right ones, okay? Honestly, that should be the one that's surrounded by water, fine. But like, that's how the city should be planned, okay? And it's like, oh, Yusong, don't do it. Don't speak truth to power. I'm sorry. I gotta speak truth to power. Archangel GXX, good tidings, good tidings. You didn't miss much. Just complaining about public transit. Riichi Mahjong player yells at clouds. No, it is the kids who are wrong. Surely my difficulties navigating the subway system are not because of me getting lost everywhere. Wow. But it was the designers who were wrong. Ghost Punk, thank you for the 11 months. I greatly appreciate it. Good tidings. Arf, arf, arf to you and yours. I play the Spider-Man games and the city looks really big. You know what's hilarious? When playing the Spider-Man games, it really makes you feel like you're Spider-Man. But to really feel like you're a New Yorker, you gotta get lost in the city. You gotta very frustratingly try to navigate your way through Uptown, okay? I don't know. So I do live in a city. But if I had to choose between living in the city and living in the, we can call it the burbs. I don't know. I'm trying to be like a cool teen. Just abbreviate words. Mean Christine, good tidings. Tectonic, good tidings. Icon, good tidings. Between the city and the burbs, okay? Do I have a preference as we slam dunk this Riichi one-door double-sided weight? It's looking magical, folks. It's looking magical right now. I mean, I like being in a city. Well, here's the reason why. And it makes no sense, because the reason why I like being in a city is because I'm like, oh, there's stuff to do. There's museums that I could go to. Yusong, pull up the receipts. When was the last time you've been to a museum? Forever ago. I don't know if I've been to a museum here the whole time I've lived here, okay? It's, and then the country, oh, it's too boring. It's too boring in the suburbs. Yusong, how much time do you spend on the internet? Every single waking hour of my life. So it's just like, my reasoning for being in a city does not make sense if you really examine it with a fine-tooth comb. Do you know what I mean? New York City has the best Mahjong club. That's, you know what? That's a great reason to live in a city. You know, the groups and organizations that you could go to. I will say this, I've had a real ball of a time playing Pokemon Go with my local community. Not sure if you could do that in a smaller town. Vita Miru, good tidings, good tidings. And personally, I like the burbs because yards. Scroll Luigi, that's an excellent point. Yards, I mean, look, as someone who's a little bit of a cave dweller, do you know what I mean? I'm just home all the time. I don't necessarily go out. A yard like makes no difference to me. Like the reason that I like yards is the same reason I like living in a city. It's because it does not make any sense. It's like, oh, it would be fun to play pickup volleyball in this yard. Left, Lord? Mwah! Enjoy your psychological devastation. It's on the house, folks. It's on the house. Suburbs are for cars. I mean, this is the dark, grim truth. If my stream gets pulled right now, it's just because the people in charge, oh, F, dude, this hit is so good, but oh man, this hit is so good, but this is, I wish it was South 1 and not East 4 right now. Holy guacamole. You found a shiny Eevee and Machoke? You gotta brag about that in the community Discord. I'm interested in it. I like seeing other people's shinies. It's because then I can post my shinies too. What was I saying? Oh yeah, if this stream gets pulled, it's because I'm getting way too close to the truth. So listen up, folks. Crank up the volume on your home speakers, because I'm about to blow your effing mind, okay? The dark truth about living in America is that no matter if you are in a city or a suburb, you probably still need a car. And that is so, like, you need at least access to a car. And I think that is très triste, n'est-ce pas? It's so melancholy that I had to express it through French, okay? That's how melancholy we are talking, folks. Call me the gorillas, the way I'm on Melancholy Hill right now, okay? That's the truth. And if this stream is pulled, so be it. Okay, wait, hang on. This hand is suddenly so spicy as to be breaking my brain right now. I mean, I could throw away the 6 of bamboo. I don't have to throw the baby out with the bathwater. There's a gazillion and a half ways I can get into Tenpai. Of course, don't get too attached to this hand, okay? I'm only gonna break your heart, okay? This hand is like a regular Casanova. It's only gonna break your heart. Left Lord is called twice, like my favorite K-pop group. In East 4, we're 8 discards in. You know and I know they're in Tenpai. You know and I know as soon as I discard a dangerous tile, they are going to slurp me into the depths below. Oh no, man. Don't discard bamboo. I mean, that's if they were to discard bamboo. Oh, what a bamboo tile to throw. This way we get to keep so many of our value tiles. Can I? A Tribe Called Quest, may I kick this? Oh, I think if we wanted to go for it, we can definitely push for Pinfu, Dora, Red 5. Are you joshing me? Are you draking and or joshing me right now? 1, 2, 3, ZC, good tidings, good tidings. 7 of BAMs, also safe, okay. Getting very, very lucky just in the way the tiles are shaking out right now. You are truly brave. I'm sorry. the car lobby probably doesn't want me to say what I'm saying. You know what I mean? And I shouldn't be even telling you this, but you know, recently in my DMs, I had Chevy being like, hey, we wanted to offer you, you know, go to Chevy.com, order a car, promo code Yusong. And I was like, I don't like cars. I don't like that they've ruined a lot of public spaces. Hang on. This is a bad Riichi. You've heard of a bad grandpa, but a bad Riichi. We still could deal into Left Lord, but it is kind of disgusting. It is a disgusting Domaten, okay? Archangel G, thank you for the prime. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. I very much appreciate that. This is a disgusting Domaten. And I'm not just saying that because of the delicious alliteration on that phrase, okay? This is gross because Left Lord's repping a very, very strong hand. And if someone discards a 4 of BAMs, it's technically safe for Left Lord. If Left Lord draws into... Oh, no, dude. Oh, the humanity. Oh. All right. Well, that's okay. It's a 2,000 point hand. I mean, there's nothing we could have done. There's nothing we could have done. We could have folded. We could have maybe gone Tanya mode and we folded with the south winds. Oh, what is this? Oh my God. Let me call double Riichi. We're one tile. Oh my God. Guess what? It's always darkest before the dawn. We can go Riichi here if we draw into a 5 of bamboo or a 7 of bamboo. Holy guacamole. It's just a miss, but oh, barely. Oh, barely. Bolt and Hero, good tidings. Cold Loops, good tidings. Kenny CL, good tidings. MK, good tidings. At the very least, I knew where the value was. The value was here, inside. Your value as a Mahjong player is inside, okay? Kingdom Hearts is light. What do we do here? I mean, I'm in Tenpai right now. Is it awkward? Yeah, it's extremely awkward. Like, I don't know what other people think that I have right now, but eventually it's going to be very obvious that I don't have Tanyo. I don't have a full outside hand, you know? I'm either waiting on one of the dragon triplets or a south wind or a sea wind or whatever, you know? So this is okay. This is okay. Left Lord, you know what? You're doing a lot of chiing. Can respect that, I suppose. What do I want to throw here? What do I want to throw here? I mean, here's the thing. We started out friends. It was cool, but it was all pretend. If someone else calls Riichi, I still want the Chance Revolution to fold here. And between the 6 and the 9, I'd rather fold with the 9. I don't know about you, but you know, I'm a 6 on the streets, but a 9 in the sheets. I don't. Excuse me. Excuse me. Can I have a second? Can I have a second? Things are slightly sliding off the rails, but they are not off the rails yet. I mean, one of my funniest tweets that I'm still upset didn't take off into the stratosphere was, I'm a Google Docs in the streets, but a Google Sheets in the sheets. Like, it was something like that, and genuinely, that's a slapper. That's an absolute banger. It's honestly, that's how you know that we are not in a meritocracy, because that did not, I should have, like, that tweet should have gotten me on the Oprah Winfrey show. You know what I mean? And then Oprah Winfrey would have asked me questions like, so did you know that you were going to change comedy forever when you tweeted that? And I would be like, no, I thought it was going to be like any other day. You know what I mean? Oh, okay. Well, this is so my fault, I guess, for not taking the 6. All right, Right Lord's going to pawn. Come on. Don't make me start folding. I really don't want to. Wow. Right Lord with the office chair out of nowhere. Just a green dragon, red 5 hand. Holy moly. Tectonic, I agree. I think I certainly wouldn't be surprised if we looked back in the logs and then saw that someone had two of the south winds. Now this is an interesting one. This is an interesting one. Our hand it's like Schrodinger's quality right now. Our hand both looks good and bad at the same time. We got red dragon seat wind, right? That's good. That's good. We can palm both of them and still have a pair. That's good. That's good. But the rest of our hand is como se dice, effing horrible. Effing horrible. Could be going for some kind of half flush in the I don't know suit, right? Half flush in the I don't know suit, but I do not think that that is particularly viable in this day and age. The good news about drawing into the 8-9 shape in the character suit is that we can accept the Dora, right? Dora being the 7 of characters. That's kind of nice. Oh, another horrible little 1-2 shape. Ooh, for me? How delightful. How delightful. My favorite Oprah moment was when Barbra Streisand painted Oprah's microphone white without her permission. Holy moly. I want that level of fame. You know what I mean? I want the mic painting level of fame. Nah, dude, I think I would just like to, you know, fame is nice and all. You know, everyone's seen Ninja DJ the New York City New Year's Eve ball drop. That'd be nice or whatever. And I'd have fun making that playlist for sure. You know, play a lot of indie music. Hey, New Yorkers, you're too busy being like, I'm walking here. Bet you never heard of this little indie song. Cue up some Lizzie McAlpin. Really rock the world, right? So what are you going for? What are you going for? If you stand for nothing, Burr, who do you fall for? I wanna gently push into that good night. You know what I mean? I wanna gently push into that good night. Maybe, just maybe, we can get into Tenpai. Or even win this hand, right? With Red Drag. Wow! Wow! That's gonna be a haunter for sure. Call me a Ghastly that has leveled up quite considerably the way that's gonna haunt your nightmares. It's a haunter for sure. Crisis Cannibal, good tidings. Mr. Sweetie, thank you for the 4 months of Prime! Woo! I greatly appreciate it. What happened? What happened? This is the 5th Toro y Moi song he's played, and people are getting down at Times Square. People are throwing their butts back. Charity Legion, thank you for the 16 months. I greatly appreciate it. I mean, this hand is a banger, folks. This hand's a banger. I mean, I don't know how we're gonna use some of the tiles that we have, but this hand is an absolute banger. It's an absolute slapper. I would happily pawn either the Eastwind or the 1 of Bamboo. I'll tell you this much, though. But given the choice between the two, I would much rather pawn the 1 of Bamboo. I would much rather pawn the 1 of Bamboo. I think about him flossing very often. Yo, dentists and ninja thinking about flossing. Is anybody else talking about this? Is any, you know who I saw in Fortnite? Dude, there's Avatar The Last Airbender characters in Fortnite. What's going on here? I was watching a stream earlier today. Someone was duoed up. One person was playing Toph from Avatar The Last Airbender. Their teammate was Donatello from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You can just do that? You can just do that? Your game could encompass like 17,000 different IP. Oh, and then you get down by sexy Peter Griffin? Really? Holy smokes. I do not understand. I do not understand at all. I mean, do I con here? Dude, that's how you're gonna hate this. You're gonna hate this. But this is one of those moments where you're sitting in the back seat on the road trip being like, can we get McDonald's? Can we get McDonald's? And I say, no, we cannot get McDonald's because it is not responsible. We have food at home. You can pick up bending too. Oh man, I gotta start playing Fortnite. That sounds awesome. That sounds extremely cool. Holy guacamole, we are in there. Just waiting for the, oh. Okay. Calm down, Yusong. Calm down. They don't have any Dora. If you Ron me here, you truly, that's a brain destroyer, okay? This is genuinely a brain destroyer if you Ron me here. Surely, oh. It's a dealer, Riichi. I have a single Kyle wait. You're gonna be so mad. You're gonna be so mad at me. We have food at home. Look, would Ninja fold here? I don't know. But am I scared of throwing the 3? Dealer Riichi? Yeah. Yes. I'm not looking at chat. I see from my peripheral vision. Bum, 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 bum. There's messages there. I'm not dealing into that, okay? Call me an incredibly powerful ballad from the movie musical Dreamgirls The Way, and I am telling you, I won't deal in. It was one of my favorite songs, by the way. I mean, every starting hand has got a little je ne sais quoi to it. You know what I mean? Every starting hand has a little, ooh, spice. Ooh, spice indeedy. Spice indeedy. Who am I? Dexter's sister from Dexter's Laboratory? Here we go. Here we go. I mean, this is a great hand. I mean, this hand, you could persuade me to reject all my humanity, and I might, folks. I mean, this one. I mean, this one hurts. This one hurts. This one hurts. Life Lord. Ooh, okay. This is a Spice Town, USA. Because I was gonna go for the, all triplets, mayhaps. You know what I mean? Mayhaps this was an all triplets hand. What's hilarious about this hand is that we are also very, very close to a 7 pairs hand, or as I like to call it, 7 layers. As I like to call it, 7 layers, folks. Okay. What did the rich villain and this Mahjong hand have in common? Oh, they had 7 layers. Oh. Ooh. Can I get a 1 in chat if you're positively tickled right now? Dude, there's a documentary about like underground tickling. About how like there's like a whole society of people that tickle each other. And I'm not trying to yuck anyone's yum. It seems like a good documentary. I really, really want to watch it. But like I'm never in the mood, you know what I mean? Oh, don't deal in. I mean, this is so scary. Why am I doing this? For the off chance of 7 pairs? What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Just throw. Oh. Riichi Mahjong is pain. Streaming Riichi Mahjong is very fun because I like the game and I like everyone's company, of course. But it is pain because every time you fold, you just know that someone's seething right now. You know what I mean? It's like a former president sitting at criminal trial. They're just seething and closing their eyes. You know what I mean? It's a good doc, but that's not exactly what it ends up being about. You mean to tell me that the tickling documentary ends with like, and that's why the military-industrial complex is bad, or that's why human connection is important? Ooh. But it's hard to be in the mood for that. It's hard to be in the mood for that. What was amazing was that it was extremely easy to be in the mood to watch Toph and Donatello play Fortnite. We got to get into the circle, you know? Earlier today, I was watching some, it just got recommended to me on Twitch. Oh, last, okay. Oh, feet don't fail me now. Oh, okay. If we can just continue winning here in South 4, they're like, Yusong, what are you talking about? This is why you should have been pushing earlier. If we can just continue winning here in South 4, the game's not over, friends. And the hits start coming and they don't stop coming. Here we go. 8 of bamboo, not necessarily what I'm looking for right now. I'm looking to pawn, okay? I'm looking to pawn right now. Call me a candy in the French language the way I'm looking to bon right now. I was watching some French streams earlier today. I had a great day today because after watching some French streams, and you're like, oh, Yusong, you can understand? Oh, well, if you're going to ask me about it, I guess I can talk about the time that I studied abroad and really found myself very obnoxious. It's always obnoxious to bring up study abroad, but it's always fun. You know what I mean? It's always fun. I had a fun day today watching the French streams. Because you know what I realized about my depression? It's hard to want to give up on life when your thoughts are in a different language. Sometimes you gotta mind freak your own mind. You gotta Jedi mind trick your own mind. Like, oh, you want to die? What about French? You know what I mean? Like, so now you're thinking about like, oh my God, what's the verb for to check? I have no idea what the verb is to check. Now, how would I get around that if I was in France and I had to say, oh, I guess I could say regarder, because that's like, maybe you could just look at something instead of checking on something. You know what I mean? I'll throw this. You think I won't sacrifice literally everything to get into Denbai? That's where you're wrong. Vérifier. You're so right. Wish I could have had you in my ear earlier today. Would have answered a lot of questions. But yeah, I truly Jedi mind tricked myself out of depression today. It was a very funny thing to do. And I will say this, today was the day where I was reminded, and if anyone needs to hear this, here's your reminder. Hey, depression does not have to be cool, okay? Depression does not have to be cool and or funny and or yada, 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 okay? It's like you got all these people on Twitter being like, oh, I'm so depressed, but they're like liking Northern Lion memes, which is fine. But here's the thing about my depression is that it's extremely boring. It is the type of, what am I doing, by the way? Can someone explain to me what I'm doing here? Why am I not content just folding and getting second place? Why am I not content with that? Because I want a chance revolution for first? You're telling me that I want a chance revolution for first? Even though I have to deal a pretty risky tile? No! Small hand. This is not Pinfu. Oh. The thing about my depression is that it's very boring, you know? Sometimes you wake up and you're like, oh, I feel kind of sad. I feel kind of hopeless today. Dude, that's fine. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's just all the cliches of depression. That S is extremely valid, okay? So if anyone else is struggling with that, it does not need to be special. It does not need to be unique. It does not need to be, you do not have to justify the way that you're feeling. Sometimes you can just feel sad, okay? And that's why we all play Riichi Mahjong. Pay out the semi-believers, folks. Should we check the logs? Should we check the logs? A little bit of log checking never hurt nobody. Okay, here we go. Don't look at the other logs, by the way. Spoilers for the YouTubes, I guess. Here we go. In high school, my depression was coming home at 3 p.m. and watching 3 hours of court TV until my parents came home. Depression is not glamorous. Depression is not a Gwen Stefani song, okay? It is not GLAMOROUS, okay? Depression is not flying first class up in the sky on a jet plane living the life. What were we gonna check, by the way? Luna Leaf, good tidings. Ooh, oh, oh to you and yours. What were we gonna check? There were a lot of hands that we needed to check here. There was one Riichi that we really should have pushed. It was this one. Or people were mad at me for not pushing. I threw the 9. I'm not a coward. I'm not a total coward. Then there's the, again, Riichi. Left blood Broki Patsu. Show me right now. They're waiting on the 3. They're not. They're waiting on the 6. F! Okay. Okay, so they're waiting on the 6 and the 9 in the circle suit. They got a Riichi red 5 double-sided weight. I mean, but now it's like, now I would have had to throw the 9. Well, I don't know. This is just confirmation bias alley. Okay, all right, that's fine. Get me out of the logs. All right, that's gonna do it for this video. Pay out the semi-believers. Let's run it back one more time, folks.